not a pelican? Or what is it?
Duck? It's some sort of a bird, right?
Shake up a martini, pull up a chair, and let's go thrifting. This is Mid-Century Wasted.
So now we are in Waldport, Oregon. It's a little small town right on the coast. There's a beautiful bridge that we just saw as we were pulling in here. And there's a couple spots that I've marked on the map that I'd like to go check out. The first being Waldport Flea Market. I think that's what it's called. So we're gonna go check that place out and see if we can find anything. You doing good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go. We can get marijuana and vintage stuff all in one location.
Never thought that this wild heart would ever stop looking for something new. Then you came and that all changed, 'cause I'll never get bored of you. And I didn't think that I could find anyone whose soul is wide as mine, but I'm falling right in.
This book was interesting. It was a Christmas card sample book from the 1940s, but the first half of the book was repurposed by whoever owned it as a way to display a matchbook collection. If it was all vintage Christmas cards, I may have considered purchasing it because the cards were absolutely exceptional.
And I didn't think that I could find anyone whose soul is wide as mine, but I'm falling right into you. And it feels like I found a piece of heaven riding shotgun next to you. Never thought that this wild heart would ever stop looking for something new. And it feels like I found a piece of heaven riding shotgun next to you. Never thought that this wild heart would ever stop looking for something new. Then you came and that'll change, 'cause I'll never get bored of you.
It took me a second to notice this gorgeous brass table because I was distracted by the items on top. But once I noticed it, I was in love.
Oh my God. The table.
Deeper, I'm still singing your harmonies.
Uh-oh, what'd you find? It's in the box.
New in the box. Maybe not new.
What?
That's not about stuff.
Oh.
Okay. Fold for ES. What that is. For 1 feet.
Oh, okay. All right. Good.
This might seem like an odd item in an antique store, but these vintage Black Flag poison sprayers are great as Halloween decor. This one was priced at $30, which is right around what I'd expect to get at full retail price, so I left it there. This store definitely had an eclectic mix of things. Some areas seemed like a curated high-end antique store, while other areas like this looked more like a junky thrift store, and the prices were all over the place as well.
We'll get that for $6.
This Viking glass candy dish is part of the Epic line and in a warm amber color. This style of dish makes me think of a stingray because of the way the glass curls up on the edges. This bowl had some minor scuffs due to its age, but with no major chips or cracks, I expect it to sell for around $15 to $20 online. I really loved this set, and the price of $29 seemed very fair considering there were so many pieces to it. This is just something that I'd rather sell in person at a vintage flea market rather than online, and with everything else I had already purchased at this point in the trip, I think I was just feeling really picky. This is exactly the type of thing I've been keeping an eye out for to use in my display when I sell at the vintage flea market. At $8, I was about to just snatch it up and run to the checkout, but upon a more level-headed inspection, I decided it was a little too wobbly and I need something that won't just tip over as people are rifling through things on display.
Fish? It's not a fish.
This is definitely not a fish, but let me know what you see when you look at this ironwood sculpture, because I guess it can be whatever you want it to be, right? I see some sort of a bird, like a type of duck with its head pointed up. And yes, if you couldn't figure it out by the background, I did pick this up since it was only $4, and it just has such a cool MCM mid-century shape to it, no matter what it's supposed to actually be.
Look at what they called that.
Fish. Oh, a pelican? Or what is it? Duck?
It's some sort of a bird, right? Definitely not a fish. Okay. All right.
Blake is maxed out now, and if you didn't hear what he said at the end there, he's ready to move on and get to our motel for the night. If you watched my last video in this series, this is at the end of the same day where his parked truck got crashed into. So to say it had been a long day by this point would be a bit of an understatement. So I kicked my shopping up a notch so that we could get some rest. I hadn't seen very much vintage Pyrex on this trip, but unfortunately this piece was pretty worn and dishwasher damaged.
did you see this, Blake?
Oh, that's a nice one.
25.
A little bit narrower. More vertical.
Still has its crystal sticker on it. It's very heavy. Need another one? That's a good one. Do you need another one?
Want to get another one? I could have multiple.
Multiples?
That's a cool one.
It's a really good one.
Alright.
Okay.
How much is it?
25.
Oh, that's alright.
And with the addition of the crystal decanter, that completes our shopping trip at the Waldport Flea Market. The funny thing about the decanter is I had been searching for just the right one for Blake as a birthday present for almost a year. And I did find a great one just in time for his birthday. But of course, just a couple months later, we find this one, which is equally as perfect when I'm not even looking for it anymore. Which just figures, right? Even though I had a small little haul from this location, I would say this place is definitely worth your stop if you happen to be thrifting along the Oregon coast. It seems like one of those places where you just never know what you'll find, and some things had extremely low prices. The only reason I didn't buy more there is because I was being so picky by this point of the trip. There's still a lot to see in this series, so please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you won't miss the next one, and thanks for watching!